Well, our guest today is a fabulous drag queen from Toronto who has the awesome distinction of being the very first queen ever eliminated from Canada's Drag Race. And I really mean that as a good thing, and I'll explain what I'm talking about in a sec. Juice Boxx is bright, bubbly, sinful, and sexy. She has a Bachelor of Fine Arts from the University of Windsor and a diploma of makeup artistry. We could have told that. And special effects from CMU. Today, Juice Boxx joins us as her always handsome boy persona, Joe. Welcome, Juice Boxx! So, first of all, that mic is better than ours. Ours just looks like Big Bird's penis. But wow, where did you get that microphone?
I got it at Staples.
Oh. It looks like one of those official mics the girls eat pickles into. You know, what do you call that?
Yeah. ASMR.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I know. I wanted to have a fancy mic so I didn't sound awful on podcasts. And it looks so fun and cool.
It does. It's like R2-D2's little sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so the reason I said it's a positive thing that you're the first one voted off is because when it comes to reality shows, you tell me the last time you remember someone who was voted off fourth or fifth. You remember the first one and the winner. You do. And so people are always going to remember you, especially because this is the first season. I mean, girl, they'd remember you anyway, but you know what I'm saying? I really don't think it's a negative.
No, I mean, when it first happens, you're like, my career is over. But like as I went on, I realized like kind of how like iconic it is. So like I'm down. I love it.
Yeah, and I feel like once you make Canada's Drag Race, like that's just the beginning of your career.
I mean, if people wear masks and maybe stay inside and I can get to working again. So yeah, hopefully.
Because you are in Toronto, because our drag queens just went back to work on Friday.
Yes.
Did they? You know, actually, I'm not living in Toronto right now. I'm living in my parents' house in Essex because I couldn't take the 1-bedroom apartment life. It was too much.
I feel you. I went home too. I went back to Vancouver, so I lived with my parents, which most people would think we were crazy. However, it was great.
No, I cook every night for my parents. It's like they're loving it. It's like they're living on a cruise. It's just me making like lavish meals every night.
Now you just need to get up and drag and put on a show for them.
Oh, the amount of times my dad has told me that, it's like now I'm just sick of it. No, he's just like, so are you gonna like put on a show for the neighborhood? I'm like, no. Do you have money?
Yeah, right.
You know, you could definitely do like a live stream of Juice Boxx in the kitchen cooking.
I could do that, but I also don't want to. So.
You know, drag is one thing that I think would translate to these virtual mediums. You know, I'm a stand-up comedian, and that's not as easy to like do over Zoom or even in a car, but like drag is so theatrical. I think you guys could do a good parking lot show.
I've seen a couple parking lot shows and a couple like drive-by shows. But I just like I don't know, for me, I just don't love them for like myself because I'm worried that I would like eat shit on somebody's driveway or something. like I would just like hit like that one crack in the street and just like
Okay, so back to Drag Race. I was sure you were going all the way because I feel like I know you. You and Scarlett Bobo are the two that I actually kind of know in real life. I love I'm like plugging. Yeah, I know people on Drag Race. But I was sure you were going to go further than that. You must have been surprised being the first one voted out because there was no way watching you against all those other girls, extremely talented, that I thought you were going to be the first one. Were you surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
I mean, really, like,
I definitely.
Yeah,
I definitely was. I mean, my plan, I mean, obviously was to win, but I remember I had told my husband, I was just like, the only way I want to go into this was rather top 5 because fifth one out is usually like a big fan favorite, win, or first out. Funny, right?
Be careful what you wish for.
I know, I willed it into existence. So, because first out everybody remembers, or fifth out is usually a fan favorite, or you win and you're the winner. Like, it's awesome. So,
also with first out, you got on the show. So like, you don't have to do all this extra work for weeks and weeks. You proved yourself. You made it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but then there's also like the complete mental breakdowns that you have alone in your apartment after. So like, those kind of suck. But,
we know.
Right?
We've been fired before.
Oh, I remember reading that all over your Facebook for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I was like, oh, what the fuck? But yeah. So I was a bit surprised, but now that I've kind of had time to sit on it, it's not as awful. as a
It
wife.
never is once you have time to sit on it and really ease your way down, you know? Take deep breaths. It helps.
Yeah, go to therapy. It's amazing.
Nobody got what I was doing there, right?
No.
Oh, what was it? Oh, it was a bottoming joke.
Ah,
But it went
Oh
right
my
over
God.
my head. I was like,
I've been around straight people too long.
Yeah, when in Essex.
Yeah, right?
So what do you think sealed your fate? Was it the bracelet getting caught on the mesh, or like, what do you think did it?
No, I don't think it was the bracelet. I think that was a fun little cute moment.
So did I.
But I think it was my panic attack. I think that sealed my deal. I know, and I did a podcast with Jeffrey, and Jeffrey said that it wasn't, but I like don't believe them at all. Because like once you see somebody break down like that on the show, and like it was not 30 seconds like that you guys saw it. It definitely was a little bit longer. But you know, it's edited down for TV. So I think they saw that as like, oh, I don't think this girl can handle it. Cause if this is week 1, like what's week like 7 gonna look like for this girl, you know?
do you feel that way? Do you feel like the stress would have been too much for you?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, you never know, but it was a lot. And I did, like, there was a lot of things that day that I did wrong, for myself. Like I didn't eat anything that day because I wanted to look like so trim and fit. So like I was doing bad things to myself to kind of put myself into kind of that position. I also was wearing an ugly ass outfit.
I didn't think it was.
But,
Are you talking about the sparkly one with the wings?
No, that was incredible.
Yeah.
No, that was beautiful. I don't care what anybody says. No, I mean the one out on the runway, the like piece of fabric with CDs on it.
Oh, right.
It was god awful.
You do have the body that can pull it off. You are by far the fittest queen of that group.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I try. My
But
God.
I would, yeah, go ahead.
No. I was just umming.
I hope that your breakdown wasn't the reason, because I would think it's growing pains week 1. It's like when you start going to the gym, you're more sore after your very first workout than you are after you've been doing it for 2 years, you know? So I would hope they understand that. You were just trying to get your sea legs.
Yeah, I mean, and that could have been it, and I could just be projecting and just sort of like assuming things. But maybe it just was a lot different once you're there, because I fucking annihilated that lip sync. I know I did.
Right.
Right. So
If you could go back and change one thing, what would it be? Pardon me.
eat something.
Well, you're right, because I suffer from anxiety, and it happens really bad when I don't eat. And you have like too much caffeine or anything else speedy, then that really creates that it's more like you're overwhelmed.
Exactly. And you you get that feeling where it's like, for me, it was like when I was looking at Stacy, there was one Stacy and then there was 5. Like she just went like, broop, and I was like, whoop. And it was just, I was like, that's not a good thing. And it was like, I had that ponytail, my shake and go ponytail. And I had these pins that were stabbing into the back of my head. And I hadn't eaten anything. I was getting like, everyone was telling me how fucking ugly I was. And then I'm like, I'm in pain, I'm hungry. And then all of a sudden it just like rushes at you, right? So you're just like, ah! So.
I thought first out was going to be kind. She was second out, but I thought she was going to be first because she was giving lip back to the judges. When they said, I don't like your outfit, she goes, well, I do. On week 1?
I lived for it.
Bad girl.
You guys couldn't see me, but I was living. I was just like, yes, kind.
But I feel like if she said that to RuPaul,
oh, she would be dead.
She would be done. Like RuPaul would have dragged her off that stage by the way.
Because she would have gotten out of the little stand, grabbed her by her hair, and thrown her off the stage.
Yeah. This is my show. Get out.
Yeah, Brooklyn's a lot nicer, I feel like, than Rue. You know, she's got that Canadian charm where Rue could be cut you.
I mean, yeah, I think collectively the 3 of them are very, very Canadian, very lovely, but they're rough around the edges. They've got some opinions, as you guys can see. I feel like they're a little rough.
Well, you spend so much time with them behind the scenes. Like you said, we see 30-second clips, when in reality, you've spent hours there. What is a little bit of their side? I guess even the judge, what's something we just don't know yet that you're allowed to tell us, of course?
Let me try and even remember. I don't know, because everything you do see is pretty much true to what happened. It's just cut down. Right? Like I didn't see anything episode 1 that was sort of like, that didn't happen, or that's not how that played out. Everything is pretty true to how I remember it, or at least anything. I might have blocked out the rest. But
yeah, I guess it's easier with competition shows. It's not so much about the fighting like Real Housewives or Big Brother where they fake it.
Yeah, it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel forced. And even looking at it, it was just like, no, that's how it happened. That's
so everyone was fairly genuine.
Yes, everyone was fairly genuine. Like, Kyne was genuinely believed that her outfit was the best. And they genuinely believed that me and Lemon needed to be in the bottom. Like, that was all. But it was surprising. Like, me and Lemon, like, okay, here's something probably that I can tell you guys that you didn't see, was just me and Lemon hyping each other up all day long. Like, you're so cute. No, you're cute. I love your outfit. No, I love your outfit. Like, all day. So then once we were in the bottom two, we were both like, this isn't what we thought.
Right. We were just having a good time together.
We were just like, oh my God, we are safe. We are solid. Nope.
So when you walked into the workroom initially, was there a girl that stood out to you that was going to be your biggest competition, or was there someone that intimidated you?
I mean, Priyanka, obviously, just because like she's such a powerhouse in Toronto. Right. And I know her work ethic. I know because we do the Spice Girls group together. So I'm Baby Spice, she's Scary Spice, and so we work extremely closely together. So like, oh my God, sorry, I had a burp. So I know how, like, I know, woof. So I know how like everything goes down with Priyanka and how detailed she is and how her work ethic is. So she walked in, and when I walked in and saw her, I was just like, I wasn't surprised at all, but I was also just like, okay, well, this is going to be great.
Well, and you've been doing drag for 5 years, correct?
Yeah, it's been 5. I actually today is the anniversary of me competing in Cruise and Tango's Drag Race for the very first time.
Wow, and I feel like you're still a baby in the drag world.
Baby Spice.
Baby Spice.
Did you ever feel like you were a little less experienced than everyone else, or is everyone about the same amount of experience as you?
I don't think so, because I'm a hard worker, and this is my full-time job, right? So I've got some time under my belt. I felt pretty. Even the girls that were there a really long time, like Starzy, Rita, and stuff, like I didn't feel intimidated by them. I kind of felt like a kinship with them, and I felt like they were my sisters, but I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm a little spooked. Starzy a bit, I was spooked because of her pageant background, and I know how good she was at sewing. But the rest of the girls, I didn't really feel too much of that, except Priyanka. Priyanka, 100%. I was just like, oh my God.
And some of them too. Like I know you've worked with Scarlett and you know each other from being on the Toronto scene.
Yeah, we had a show together every Monday.
Yeah. So was it hard to be like, bitch, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me. Like you must have been surprised to see each other that you could keep it quiet.
Yeah, but you also hear rumors. So it was one of those things where it was just like, oh, okay. Hey, babe.
Did you find it hard to compete with your fellow sisters though? Like ones you work so closely with?
No, I didn't find it hard because it didn't feel like competition that early.
That's not what we want to hear. We want to hear like claws out.
Oh, you want the bitchiness. No, y'all, I'm too nice. This is Canada. No. It felt like we felt like sisters. It felt like this like kinship with everybody. Like it didn't feel like anytime you needed help, they would try and help you. Like Scarlett was actually really big support for me in my panic. Like behind the scenes, like, cause she knows how to talk me down. So she sort of helped me through some of those moments, just like by just sort of being there. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't have much like dirty tea for you guys because like I was the one who was just like so broken that everyone was just like, poor Juice.
I do feel like, so when you look at the American Drag Race, they start off all sugar and spice, but then, or like they start off catty even, and then they kind of then they develop that sisterhood. Whereas maybe Canadian Drag Race is opposite, where they start off as sisters, and then as the competition goes, then the claws come out.
Well, even watching it, that's when you're sort of seeing it. And I feel like the girls right now, the dolls, like watching them and the fact that they know each other so well is that you're starting to see like old rivalries and old things pop up and having them fight, and those sort of things are coming up. But like I was there so little that I just got the sugar and spice. I just got the nice thing.
Another benefit of being first out. See,
I know. And there's no reason for everybody to hate me. They're just like, she's so cute. She's so sweet. Yeah. No one got me being a fucking asshole, like farting and burping and just being angry all the time.
We know what happens. We hear it here on the Messy Podcast. So
I know.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
5 years. Wow. And it's such a full circle moment for you that you started in a sort of drag race style competition at Cruise, and then you got on the actual show, which 5 years ago wasn't even a possibility.
I know. Wild. It's crazy that I never even thought of that until literally this moment right now. Yeah. That's crazy.
5 years and celebrating on our little show.
No.
Cuties. Wish I was in Ottawa.
Yeah. How do you, well, and no queens from Ottawa, and Ottawa's got a decent drag scene of its own. And there's this critique I'm sure you've seen is, oh, this might as well be called Toronto's Drag Race. But the interesting thing is, all the good queens have to move to Toronto to make it a full-time career. You don't see a drag queen in Halifax, killing it, making thousands a month. So, you can't blame the good ones for moving to where the work is, can you?
Exactly. And it's like, I'm like, if I could make a career in Windsor and have a giant, beautiful home and not live in a 1-bedroom apartment, guess where I would live? Right? So it is a little annoying to hear that, and it's kind of honestly what it does is it really does disregard that the talent has in Toronto, because we are incredibly talented in Toronto and we are incredibly hard workers. So when I hear that, it makes me fucking insane. But I don't say anything because I'm trying to keep this like squeaky clean little image. But it does make me a little crazy. But I do love a lot of the girls in Ottawa, and I really hope that they do get on season 2.
Yeah, me too.
I think a lot of them are getting close. They just aren't quite ready yet. We had Adriana expose on our.
Well, she's ready.
Well, she said, she goes, I'm not ready yet. I need to give it a couple more years. I need to get to be perfect. But she's like, comes from like a Russian ballet background, right?
Oh, work. Yeah. Oh my God, that explains that jawline.
Exactly. Yes. So Adriana, I think we'll see her in a few. Yeah, definitely.
She's my top pick from Ottawa for sure.
Can I tell you, I heard rumors that she was on season 1.
Well, she's not, obviously.
She wasn't. But before the taping of the show, when she didn't walk in, I was like, oh, never mind. I thought that she was going to be there. Yeah, but she wasn't. I heard like whispers and stuff that she was one of the girls.
What do you think Canada's Drag Race is going to do for drag nationally? Do you think it's going to help places like Windsor and Halifax be more receptive to it?
Come on, Windsor. Probably. I mean, yes and no. I feel like it'll be the same thing as like in the States, like where there may be a little bit more of a local scene, like a small one, but not enough where you can really. Oh my God.
There it is again.
I can't stop. I had a meatball sub for lunch, and it's just like the acidity is just sitting on my stomach.
I just smelt your burp over the computer.
Now we need to know, what do you put on a meatball sub? Do you just do white bread with no? Yeah, take us through your sub order.
My meatball sub. Okay, so I didn't do like Subway because I'm like trying to be very socially distant and responsible. So my dad made homemade meatballs, and we literally just had hot dog buns and like homemade pasta sauce. So I just like put them on a hot dog bun with pasta sauce and some cheese, heated it up, and sat in my sunroom and just like ate this homemade meatball sub.
In a hot dog. Why is nobody going to be surprised that drag queens eat meatballs and hot dogs? And that's the diet.
You were just waiting. You wanted me to describe it, so you made that joke. My God, I set you right up.
So yeah, I mean, I hope that we make small movements towards more acceptance with drag, but you're probably right. It'll start small on a local level and grow from there, like most things.
Yeah, like most of the girls in like the States, they end up moving to LA or New York. Right. Or like Nashville and stuff. Like they still stay in big hubs.
Wait, there's a big drag community in Nashville?
Yeah.
All those Carrie Underwood impersonators.
Well,
that's where Brooklyn's from.
Oh.
See, I just find that so shocking because I went to school in Alabama and I lived in the South for 5 years, and that would be the last thing.
I don't think it's huge, but they have Play, which is like a huge drag bar, and I know that like Jade Jolie is a permanent there. So, I almost said Scarlett. Brooklyn Heights, that's why she moved to the States, was to work at Play in Nashville. So she was like a permanent fixture there.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So,
shoot. Sorry, Nashvillians. I thought you were a lot more ignorant than you actually are.
No, I think Nashville is like the one super, super, super liberal part of Texas. It's Texas, right?
No, Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's what I meant. Tennessee. Sorry, it's the
Yeehaw.
States and I failed geography. But I think it's like the only, like there's like, it's like conservative and then you like right into Nashville and it's like liberal. So
Right.
I think they have like kind of a drag scene. I wouldn't say it's like giant and booming, but they definitely do have a drag scene.
Well, it's a very like artist driven city. I mean, it's all music writers, performers.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
But you know, the art of drag is one where you realize how practice makes perfect. I have pictures of Scarlett Bobo's very first time at Swizzles here in Ottawa. Halloween wig, you know, tube top. This was a few years ago, but like to look at her now, and I didn't know you when you started, but I imagine it's similar. Most queens, the glow up is unreal and it doesn't take long.
I looked like a geometric cat. It was very hard, like linear lines, like everything connected. Everything was a straight line. It was awful. Ugh.
If you could go back, since this is like the anniversary of your first time drink, if you could go back and tell Juice Boxx her first time walking on stage, give her a piece of advice now that you're experienced, what would it be?
Oh my God, I would lick my hand and I would slap her across the face so it hurt. I'd be like,
what are you doing this? Get a real job.
Yeah, get a fucking real job, you idiot. No, I wouldn't change anything. I probably would hit her just for fun though.
She'd probably like it.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. So you may not be in the race anymore, but you've got a deal with Neutrogena? What's that? Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
Oh my God, just one wipe. Oh my God, no, I have the filter on.
What filter? We didn't know Zoom has.
There's a filter on. Zoom has a face touch filter.
Oh, we've never heard of it. Oh,
well, you look lovely. No, I fully have it on, so you can't see my wrinkles. But yeah, no, Neutrogena, it was really cool. I got a call a couple months ago saying that they wanted to do it, and I was just like, fuck yeah, I want to do it. And there's this like joke within the Toronto community because one of our drag queens, Miss Fiercelicious, she was sponsored by Neutrogena, but she would always film the videos that she had to do for them at the bar. So like she would always be like in her little camera being like, just one wipe, and taking off her makeup. So all of us would be like, what the fuck is she doing? So when I had got that, I laughed to myself because I couldn't tell anybody, but I was just like, oh my God, yes, I'm the just one wipe girl now. Amazing.
Just move over, Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's the last time I remember Neutrogena being in the headlines. Remember when we were?
I was low-key so mad that I didn't get to do the face splash.
Yeah, the slow-mo splash.
I really wanted to do it.
That's huge. That commercial, and that's a legit commercial. That's not filmed in some back alley with a phone. That's a real, or at least it looked very pro.
It was very professional. I got to go to Queen Street in a studio. Ooh.
Are you kind of sad that COVID hit right after you could like actually speak about the show?
Oh yeah, devastated.
Right.
Just fucking wrecked, dude. Like it was it's one of those things where it's almost like you go through this like period of mourning for like a career that could have been. Because it's true, you know, it's like once the show dropped, it's like we were expecting for like press week and like lining up tours and lining up all of this like traveling across like North America and like meeting all these people who start to fall in love with you and stuff and like viewing parties and everything. And like, I mean, it's low-key kind of nice that I didn't have to like watch my elimination like with a giant group of people. But it would have been nice to watch the rest of the episodes. So that's kind of a bummer, but you know, you go through the motions and it's kind of like, now it just sort of feels like I have this really cool TV show that I was on and I have a lot more Instagram followers.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
You're right. Cause now you would be out every weekend doing events. Oh my God, it's Juice Boxx from Canada's Drag Race. And that would be happening. Like, and you'd be the one out there when all the other girls have to stay home hiding because they haven't been kicked off yet.
Mm-hmm.
How far in advance was it filmed? Obviously pre-COVID.
Yeah, it was 100% pre-COVID. Yeah.
100%. So the whole thing was filmed before March.
Yeah.
So you have to keep this quiet for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a journey. I love when people would come up to you and be like, hey, oh my God, so excited for you on the show. And you're just like, what show? right? Or be like, yeah, I did a CBC interview a couple weeks ago. Like, it's just so fucked. Like, you just have to lie. And people are so fucking bold with how they'll just come up to you, look you dead in your eyes and say shit to you. It's like, fuck off. Like, do you not know I can't fucking talk about it? Like, go away.
Oh. Did you have to sign one of those like $1 million NDAs? Like, I remember, and I'm going to toot my own horn, but I got through several rungs of Big Brother Canada. I got close to the end. They didn't pick me, but I had to sign it was going to be, they would sue me for $1 million if I told anybody that I was in the running. Look at me now. I hope I can talk now. This was like 4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
But
I'm sure it's expired.
Believe how serious they took it, and you couldn't say anything. So
well, I mean, they want to keep the magic of the surprise and the TV, right?
Did you have anybody? No, you would have liked what?
You go.
No, see, I'm bad with these delays when I get excited. But did you have anybody come up to you and say like, Juice, you should apply for Canada's Drag Race? Meanwhile, you already filmed the damn thing.
Yeah, I got that, but that I didn't mind. That was cute, and like, I would take it as a compliment. But I would, every fucking time, just to be an asshole, I'd be like, nah, I don't wanna. Like, nah, it doesn't sound great to me. Actually, this was so sweet. There was this guy. So I go to I did before COVID. I go to this CrossFit gym in Toronto. And there's this one guy where he's like, we call him the mayor of CrossFit, because he was just this like sweet retired old man. He was there every single day, so fit, like ripped, and just like in his 70s. And he would just like come in and work out all day long. And he would come up to me every day and be like, I can't believe they didn't pick you for that RuPaul show. I am so upset. And I'd be like, I know, it sucks. And meanwhile, I'd been gone for a month. I'd filmed, I'd finished everything. And he'd just be like, oh, it's just like so unfortunate. You deserve the world. Like, he was so nice. And I couldn't tell him. And I felt so bad.
It's like lying to your grandpa.
It felt like it. It really felt like it. Once the show got released, he literally... He texts, but he texts through email. So he sent me an email being like, so happy for you.
Oh, that's so cute.
No,
so obviously when you were preparing for the show, you prepared to go all the way through. Mm-hmm. Did they tell you what the challenges were going to be before?
Movie magic.
Okay.
It's just some movie magic.
So I just want, the reason I'm asking you this question is because, you know, my favorite, like most people's, is the Snatch Game.
Oh, okay.
So I was just curious if you had a plan, if you made it and they did the Snatch Game. Like, did you know what character you were going to be?
Yes, I did.
So who were you? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I've already told a bunch of people. It's fine. Okay. So I was going to do Jennifer Coolidge or Ariana Grande.
I want a hot dog real bad. And we know he actually eats hot dogs.
I know. I was gonna have a fucking giant ass ugly hot dog, like covered in food, and like eat it during one of my answers. Like, I was so excited for that one.
Oh, you would have killed that.
I know.
Well, maybe
I loved
All-Star.
it. Yeah.
You would have killed Ariana too. Like, I could just.
Thank you.
It. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna do Ariana because I could have went into Jennifer Coolidge because she imitates Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, she does Jennifer Coolidge and Celine Dion.
You also could have brought a donut and just started licking it and putting it on someone else's plate.
Yeah. And I was going to wear like the biggest sweater possible and just like have tiny hands come out of it. Her like sweaters are so long.
That's all she wears is her boyfriend's hoodies with no pants.
Yeah.
It's great.
Thigh-high
so
boots.
Comfortable.
I'm 100% down for that look. Like, I
think it's great.
What's one thing that you think the Canadian Drag Race has over the American one that's going to make it that viewers are going to like more than they would like about the American one?
I mean, it sounds so shady. Like, it does. And I don't want it to sound shady because I'm Canadian and I'm lovely.
You're on the right show.
Thank you. We're just so fucking hardworking. Like, we literally, like, every lip sync this season, no matter what, is incredible.
Right.
Because each one of these girls, like, performing is what we do. We're not those girls that are just like, thank you for your money. 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 Like, I have to work my ass off for that $5 bill.
Right.
I don't have a fucking group of people who have like 100 ones just sitting in their pocket. If they're going to tip me, it's $5, $10, $20 or $50.
Yeah,
so
we don't have ones in Canada.
Yeah, and they're not making it hail with loonies on that stage for me. It's fives. So you have to put that extra step in. So no matter what, like, and the lip syncs, if you've noticed, they're a little bit longer. Like, I think when I'm watching it, like, we get a longer lip sync because it shows off how insanely talented our performers are. Like, the lip syncs, each ones that I've watched so far, I'm just like, maybe just because I know the girls, but like my heart rate is like right in my fucking chin. Like, I am just so excited because it's like you're watching it at a bar. Like, they're putting everything into that. Like, oh my God, Tainomi, my God, like, so good.
I just thought the lip syncs were longer because it's to meet their Canadian music requirements.
That's what I thought too. Can
Oh my God, really? I thought it was to show off how good everybody was. I'm just gonna stay.
Both.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in that bubble.
I can say that y'all made Carly Rae Jepsen fun to listen to, so that's saying a lot.
Oh my God, I love CJP. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna say? She has not like posted or said anything about that, so I can say it now. I will never listen to that fucking song ever again.
Here we go. We're into it now. I wasn't gonna go here.
I'm with you. I had a bad encounter with her at concert. She was so rude, and I will never listen to her music again either.
I've never met her.
Apparently, she's a huge biatch.
Oh my God, is she? I've never met her. I've never had the apparent pleasure. But she hasn't. I figured like maybe after, like she would like post about it or say something about it, but
or like it,
like it, silence, like radio silence. So I was just like, okay, sis.
That like, says a lot, especially these days with the whole like LGBTQ LMNOP movement. You'd think she'd want people to.
Well, she also had a concert at Toronto Pride and stopped the parade.
Well, here's what happened at the old radio station we worked at was people were set to interview her. Were you there for this?
No, it wasn't me.
But there was someone else, and you're sure it wasn't Jenna? No, it really wasn't. Anyway, but it doesn't matter who it was. But the point is, they were all like vibing backstage. It was Blues Fest or something, and she was like, "Turn the music down." And it was probably like her song they were playing, and she was like, "Turn the music down." And everybody got so awkward, and she didn't want any music. She didn't want anybody talking. All she was doing was live chatting with fans. And she was like, "Can you please turn the music down? Because I can't concentrate." And I was like, okay. But Jenna wasn't there. I wasn't. I just I remember the story. I
just went to another room. If I'm going to live chat with fans, I'm just going to be like, yo guys,
right.
I'm out. You know, I'm going to connect with the kids.
So, interesting. Not to bash Carly. Carly, if you'd like to do the podcast anytime.
Dead. I was just like, Lord, I was just like, maybe don't bash her because she may not join you. The next time you see her, you're like, hey sis. Yeah. Oh, dead. Confront her about it. But yeah, I thought she would have done something. But anyways, I like her music's great, but I just literally can't hear that song ever again.
Well, I do think it's important that Canadians support Canadians, and you know, all these artists, because obviously it's going to be all Canadian music throughout the entire thing when it comes to lip sync battle. Mm-hmm. So if that's going to be the case, then these artists need to get on board. I mean, like, come on, you got to promote your shit too.
Mm-hmm.
That's an honor.
I really, really, really like you.
Right.
It's a good song. Well,
she does have some catchy songs, I have to say. Very good.
I'm just happy it wasn't Call Me Maybe. That would have been me giving up real hard.
Yeah.
Call me maybe.
Just so long.
Do you feel sexier as Juice or as Joe? Or are they not comparable?
I mean, Juice. The reason I started drag was because I like fucking hate myself as a man. So, right? So I definitely do feel sexier as Juice, but that's something that I'm working on as a boy, like my self-confidence and like self-love and stuff. And that's why I'm like, so like on my fitness journey. But yeah.
Are we all in quarantine? It's impossible.
Oh my God, I've gained 15 pounds.
Quarantine 15. I think we all have. I've gained 15 too.
Really? Oh my God, is it all in your dick? Hey,
in my balls because I'm not getting laid. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. But no, I think it's important to address that everybody has insecurities because people watching this are going to say, you're gorgeous. Of course, look how fit he is. We saw the bod on Drag Race. What do you have to be upset about? But it's everybody's journey is different. And 5 pounds, 15 pounds, you can be uncomfortable in your own skin after eating one cookie.
I was also one of those people who like struggled to gain weight. And when you're in the gay community and you don't have like washboard abs and giant pecs and huge biceps and like big thick legs, and that's all you're surrounded by, it really fucks with your head. Right, especially working in gay bars when you're surrounded by like beautiful bartenders and like beautiful men coming to tip you with their like vascular veins and like no fucking hair on their body. So you're just like, so it fucks with you, man. It fucks with your head. So then the reason I started doing drag was because I wanted to feel good about myself. I wanted to feel pretty. I wanted to feel loved. So I would start drag to get fucked up and get free drinks and have people just tell me how hot I was. And then once I started taking things seriously and feeling really confident in myself, then I was just like, okay, I need to like give my like boy self some love. I need to like figure my shit out. So
right. So wait, I forget what I was going to ask.
Makeup?
Yeah, I was going to go right into makeup too.
Oh,
did your education, I guess we could call it education in makeup?
Yeah, what was the official thing?
Your
Here,
degree,
let me go back
it's
to your
your
intro. Your makeup artistry and special effects from CMU.
Did that come before drag or after drag?
Before.
Oh. So, and you described your first time in drag as you looked like a geometric clown?
Well,
cat.
Here's the thing, because you can be a cat. You can be a makeup artist, but doesn't mean you're a good drag queen.
Okay.
The art form is very different. Like the things that you need to know about the way to transform a female or a male or female face into a drag face is so personal to each person and so intricate. Like you can't just throw, like, my drag face may not look good on either of you, right? Like it depends on bone structure. It depends on colors. It depends on placement. So there's so much that you need to know. And then there's also like, also when I started doing drag, I was still maybe like 2-3 years into my like makeup artistry career. And I was doing a lot of beauty and a lot of special effects. So I wasn't doing a lot of theatrical makeup. So that's even a different facet of it. So there was something that I really needed to work on in that way. I was also a cocky little fuck. So I also needed to work on that.
But that's interesting you say that, because I was going to ask you, like, I'm horrible at makeup. I barely wear any makeup and I suck at putting it on. So every girl like me wants to know from a drag queen some tips. But those tips for doing drag makeup aren't going to work on me.
Oh my God, never ask a drag queen for makeup tips. It's so stupid. Because they're going to be like, put on as much makeup as possible. Like, shut up. Like drag makeup and makeup for an everyday is so vastly different. And especially like when it comes to makeup for everyday, like less is more. Put on whatever makes you feel confident and pretty. Like, honest to God, sometimes mascara and lip gloss looks fucking incredible. Like, just do whatever makes you feel good. So like drag queens, I mean, just from being a professional makeup artist before getting into drag, I won't listen to a drag queen when it comes to makeup advice unless they have a makeup background. Or like skincare. Like I will not listen to them unless they're giving me drag makeup tips, not everyday makeup tips. I'm like, Miss Thing, you do not understand.
Right.
It's different. I'm wearing mascara and lip gloss right now, so I appreciate that tip.
I love that.
What makeup product can you not live without? Either as a boy or as Juice.
I don't wear any makeup as a boy.
Oh, wow.
Remember, this is a filter. No. I wear too much goddamn makeup at night to put anything on my face during the day.
Let your pores breathe.
Right? If anything, I'm wearing last night's makeup when it comes to me wearing makeup as a boy. It's what is it? Eyeliner. I love eyeliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ask every queen we have on the podcast this because I've discovered the power of baking. It makes such a difference. And even real girls, I'm like, bake it. Like, let it bake for a minute. So can you explain baking?
Well, baking is a term used to when you place powders on the highlights of your face with a loose powder to let the heat of your body let that sink into your skin. And then you dust off the excess. So instead of putting it on and dusting it right off, when you place it on and allow it to bake, the heat from your body heat allows it to sit a little bit better, and then less comes off and it sort of sits within the makeup.
And it stays more concentrated where you need the help.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually it's here. Yeah.
Here, and here.
Wherever you put your highlight as a girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. But baking isn't great for everyone. I can't personally bake because I have extremely dry skin. Oh. So like powder goes on, powder comes off. Because if I bake, all of a sudden it's just like, so I can only like, it's really like hit and miss when it comes to baking with me. Like I used to put a catch down and that would be my baking. And I just look so fucking dry under my eyes that like recently, like with quarantine, I've been like relearning and unlearning things with makeup and racism. And sort of just like right? Black Lives Matter. But then like also like figuring that out so my skin can look a little bit fresher. So like baking's great, but not for everybody.
Okay. Who are your biggest diva influences? Every gay has one. You know, mine's Brittany. Who is your who is Juice's big diva influence? Is there one or maybe two?
I mean, there's not one. I'm a big Britney moment as well. Like free Britney forever.
Oh boy.
Right.
I know. That's a whole other podcast.
Do you know what's funny? I told my parents like years ago when Britney was going through her breakdown. I told my parents, I was just like, when she went on tour after, I was like, if you don't let me go see Britney Spears' tour, she could be dead. And I would have not seen her and she'd be dead. And they'd be like, you're not fucking going. Like, Christ.
And did they let you go or no?
No, because I didn't have any money then. So they would have to buy me the ticket. And they were like, we're not paying that much money.
Just so you can go and see someone in the flesh and make sure she's not a hologram.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have a similar story about Britney. I'm a couple years older than you. So this was her first tour, Baby One More Time.
Are you a couple years older than me?
We'll just wash over that. So this was her Baby One More Time tour, and I was in Boy Scouts, so not that much older, but I was scheduled to go to a camp when she was coming to Ottawa, and I wanted to not go to the camp to go see Britney, and of course my parents wouldn't let me. So to protest, the day of her concert, I sat in my tent and listened to her cassette tape on my Walkman, and I would not participate in any Boy Scout activities that whole day. And the only leader that had my back was a female. Her name was Angela. God bless her. And she defended my protest and was like, let him sit in his tent if that's what he wants to do. And I stayed the whole damn day in my tent listening to Baby One More Time because I couldn't go to the concert.
You could have had your first gay experience.
Didn't know you were gay?
I think my dad knew. My mom was surprised when I came out.
Really? Mom's a little delusional.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, now she says, looking back, the signs were there. But, you never want to believe your baby wants to put things in his bum. I mean, it's just weird.
Okay, my parents officially can't listen to this.
Yeah. I said it, not you.
Well, you could have had your first gay experience if you didn't sit and do your what's it called? Your little Britney protest. A Boy Scout camp just sounds like everyone's first gay experience.
Oh, it is, absolutely. You never leave Boy Scouts as straight as you went in. You just don't.
I love that. Oh my God, amazing. Yes.
So yeah, free Britney, but is Britney your number one or?
I wouldn't say Britney. I mean, it's definitely like, it's hard because Britney is like a big one for me. Christina Aguilera Stripped is maybe one of the most iconic albums ever, and I will listen to it front to back, no interruptions. But also Ariana Grande. I think it's those three. Those three are big ones for me.
Like your style inspo too, when you're creating new looks and is that who you embrace? Is there like this big method to like creating a new look and a new? Do you go or do you just get inspiration and like throw it together and?
I mean, yes and no. Like my looks are like, I love cosplay. So I love like comic book characters. I love superheroes. I love anime. So I love recreating those looks and getting inspiration from those. Like my promo look was an inspiration from Cardcaptor Sakura and like Lolita dresses. So that's where that inspiration came from. But I'm also like heavily inspired by like strippers. I love like stripper outfits and like how scantily they are and like the way that they,
Sorry.
Wine
disaster. It's a Chihuahua's fault. We've got Chihuahuas and they knock things over. Yeah.
He's so cute. Oh my God. Anyways, but I love like the way strippers dress and like how they have these like really ornate, decorated, like scantily outfits. But then also like I'll look at like the way pop stars like wear on their tour and like I'll try and get those recreated too.
And your sewing skills on a scale of 1 to 10, what 10 being amazing, 1 being?
I mean like 2. Like I can put 2 pieces of things together. Like my underwear was sewn. Thank you very much. But everything
like the
else.
Sparkly one? The sparkly one.
No. That I didn't make that. Michael DeFrugio, who's a very talented designer in Toronto, created those. And Chris Lotz created the wings. But the runway outfit.
Oh.
I want to ask your opinion on this because when it comes down to sewing, that usually makes or breaks a queen when it comes to the show.
So, okay. So here's
do you
my
think
truth.
It should still be part of it?
Yeah, I do. Because it makes for great drama. It makes for a great part of the show. But my fucking stupidity is I went to I know how to make a dress, and I know how to make one dress, and I know how to make it good. And it was supposed to be my go-to, and I had all the things there for me to be able to do it, and I had all the things laid out, but there was 2 things that went wrong. First thing that went wrong was there was one piece of the sewing machine that I forgot how to load, and I didn't get help until it was too late. And then also, the one dress that I decided I knew how to do, for some reason in my mind, I was just like, I want to save this for another challenge. So I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it later like a dumbass. And I kind of shot myself in the foot there because I'm really good at, the Paris Hilton dress?
Yeah.
Saggy in the front, really low cut in the back, short with a little slit up the side, just wraps around your neck. So easy to make. It's 2 pieces of fabric, looks super cute, and you can decorate it any way you want. It's adorable. I should have made that, but didn't. So
take a sip.
So yeah, that was my downfall. But I think sewing challenges should 100% stay in the competition because they make for great TV. Like, would you not have lived without a sewing challenge?
Right. I just flip-flop between the two all the time. I flip-flop and I go, yes, because sewing was a huge part of the history of drag. Mm-hmm. A lot of these queens made their own outfits and, slaved over their sewing machines. However, also I'm like, there's some incredible queens that get rejected from the show or kicked out and early because they don't know how to sew. And that's like one thing that has nothing to do with like the performance. And
I know.
It's really hard. And again, I flip-flop. That's why I don't think there's an actual answer for it.
Well, my thing is like, if it was gone, it would just be nothing but lip sync challenges and acting challenges.
Right.
And like, personally, like, love an acting challenge, but like, if it was nothing but acting challenges, like,
right.
My God,
yeah.
I can't take a season of acting challenges. Like, I think there was also one of the All-Stars was all acting challenges.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally can't watch these girls improv one more time.
Because they were really bad and they just didn't get any better.
Kind of reminds me of certain heritage moments from last episode that
oh my God, it was the first time I had laughed at an acting challenge in so long. Really? I loved it.
Okay. You're our guest. I'm not going to fight with you.
You know what, honey? I wasn't there, so you can say whatever you want.
No, I just thought they were a little cringy. I thought they were maybe too long. Jenna agrees with me. She's being quiet. But I just think they were a little too awkward. I found them awkward.
I think a few of them just missed the mark when it came to what the actual heritage moment was about. I was like, if I just picked this up right now, I don't think I'd know what you were talking about.
Really? I thought it was funny. Do you know what my only disappointment was? And it's not a heritage moment, but I wish that it was there, was House Hippos. That's the only thing. I was just like, I wish they did a House Hippo moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too close to home. We're all House Hippos in quarantine, so.
Right. Well, some criticism is that this show is very Canadian. Do you think it's too Canadian?
I don't think you can be too Canadian. I feel like I feel like it's so overly Canadian that it's hilarious.
It's
right?
campy.
Like it's campy, right? It just gives you full camp. It's not like they like randomly add in like a little Canadianism joke. Like, it is so jam-packed with Canadianisms and maple leafs, and like, it's so in your face to the point where it's just like, oh my God, this is just ridiculous. And I think it's so funny.
Right. I think that's what we need to see in it. Like, the ridiculousness of heritage moments, the actual ones in real life. We just have to see that, like, Canadian, embrace the Canadianness of the show.
And even with the heritage moments, the only heritage moments I remember were the ones in reference to like First Nations.
Okay.
Do you remember those ones? Do you remember those? Those are the only ones I remember off the top of my head. And I think maybe they didn't reference those because it probably would have been like extremely insensitive.
Right.
So I think that's why they chose the ones that they chose. But like, I don't know. I'm having trouble even remembering.
Maybe
I just watched.
But maybe that was my age showing, because the ones I remember is like the Morse code, the do one, and the basketball one.
Oh my God, the basketball one, I remember.
Yeah.
I'm still so shook to this day about that one.
That basketball is a Canadian sport.
Yeah, I always thought it was hockey, but it's not.
James Naismith, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
See?
I can't wait to see what they do, though, with the challenges moving forward, and how they do take what the RuPaul's challenges have been and put a Canadian twist on it. I think that's what we're really looking forward to. Is
right. Did you watch this last episode?
Yeah.
Quebecy with the good hair.
Yes. She did have good hair.
Right.
I loved that. The moment they said that, I was just like,
yeah. No, it's been really, really fun to watch. And I'm so glad that it finally made it to Canada, like already. Like it's taken how long? You go to the UK first, you do a million All-Stars first, but you're not going to come to Canada?
I know. And it's like one of those things where it's just like, I feel like we were so used to bad Canadian TV for so long.
Right.
Like some of the Canadian things that were pumping out were just like subpar, not great.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime like you would get a Canadian TV show, you'd be like, this one's coming out and it's going to be like one season. It's going to be awful. And I feel like Canada's Drag Race is such a like breath of fresh air where it shows you how good Canadian TV can be. Like they put like, this is money. Like they opened their wallets and they said, this is going to be excellent. So it's so good. And I'm so happy that I'm like, not a part of a shit show.
Before we let you go, I have to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want to win and who do you think will win?
Oh my God, funny. Well, I still want me to win. So there's that I'm holding on to.
All-Stars, baby. I really
right?
think that could be an option in your future if they make it that far in the seasons.
Yeah, maybe. Or if I get some Ativan. But who do I want to win? Oh my God, you know what? I'll say this.
Lemon!
I
just want to buy a shirt that has lemons all over it. I'm sorry.
I know, isn't she great?
I kept saying that throughout the whole episode. I really like that shirt. I really like that shirt.
Oh, her confessional shirt with all the lemons.
Yes.
Oh, funny. I love her so much. She is just so stupid.
He's a cute boy, too.
So that's who you want to win. Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, there was layers.
Well,
who do I think is going to win? Who do I think is going to win? I don't fucking know, dude.
I think Scarlett's got a good shot. I do.
Do you?
My money's on Scarlett.
Your money's on Scarlett Boo Boo?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it. She'll get mad. I have a nickname for her, but I think if I say it, she'll get mad.
Say it. She's not listening to this. She's in the Big Brother house.
I called her Scablet Boo Boo one time. She was so angry with me. Oh my God, funny. Actually, I have a Scarlett Bobo story. Is it fine if I tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had this one girl named Lexi Tellings who was this she was trying to have this like pop star moment with like gay bars. And she would perform at Woody's on Sunday nights before the Sunday Night Smoking Hot Diva show. And this was when Scarlett was really starting to rise up. Like I hadn't even started drag yet. She was starting to really get a career going. And she was announcing Scarlett as the next girl going on. And she was just like, and she had this sweet little baby voice. And she'd be like, all right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. The next girl coming on stages. And she got quiet and she forgot Scarlett's name. And then she went, Savannah Bum Bum.
I'm not sure which is worse, Savannah Bum Bum or Scablet Boo Boo.
Oh my God, she was so mad. I called her Scablet Boo Boo one time and I don't think she talked to me for like a week.
Sounds like a good Halloween costume, like zombie Scarlet.
Right.
Yeah, Scablet Boo Boo. Oh my God, I've said it too many times. She's going to kill me.
Savannah Bum Bum is a lot of fun.
I called her Savannah Bum Bum, I think for 6 months. I wouldn't stop. She was like, you need to stop. I was like, Savannah Bum Bum.
Savannah Bum Bum.
I'm so glad you told us this, Juice. So if Scarlett does this podcast, we're going to open it with, please welcome Savannah Bum Bum.
Oh my God. She'll be like, how did you fucking write it down? Don't forget it. Call her Savannah Bum Bum. That is so fucking funny.
Also let her know that we're going to be sliding into her inbox soon.
Yeah.
I will. I'll text her right after this and she'll respond to me in 5 days. Who do I think is going to win? I think that
I feel like he can't say because then it's like he's revealing that he knows someone that goes far. Because remember, we already said it was filmed in advance. So
yeah, so that's why I don't want to get, guys. I just don't want to get myself in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to keep good with these producers.
Watch the show.
Yeah.
Watch the show. Spoilers. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
So Juice Boxx official on Instagram. Are you on Twitter too?
Yes, I'm Juice Boxx Queen on Twitter, and all I do is post random things and then randomly write fan fictions about Anthony from Queer Eye.
Oh, he's so hot.
I know. He's so hot.
He likes women too, doesn't he?
He's bisexual?
I think so.
You're joking.
No.
Oh, work.
I'm pretty sure
oh my
he
God,
is.
he's over here.
All the cool ones are bisexual.
Got some bi erasure on the podcast.
Right? Oh.
Juice Boxx, thank you so much. We look forward to
thank you
seeing lots
guys.
from you.
Love you so much. Oh my God. I'll cheers with my empty water glass.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Wait, hit it. There. Cheers.
Oh, done.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Do I just leave now?
Yes.